Hello, how's it going, everyone? Random late night stream. Yes, I may or may not have slept in between the stream I did this morning and now. Let's get the Twitch set up. Late night casual DPS runs. Okay, Twitch is going. Lem, I see you there. Let me get the notification out in the Discord. Got live. Surprise. There we go. So, yeah, basically, 4 million DPS solo is currently possible because well, number one is we got the Impersa Lance, that's still doing its thing for right now. Number two is the dual beam bank off of the Executor set. You guys saw some testing I did the other day, and some reports of it having some issues. The dual heavy cannon doesn't proc at all, from what I've seen, but the dual beam bank, that quite reliably will go off, and on like a transformer in ISE, it's pretty consistently just doing like 14, 15 mil damage to it. Clarion, Toxent, Lonnie, Kyle. Yeah. A second stream. I can't believe it either. Yeah, it's been about 11 hours since the last stream. I got a little bit of sleep in between now and then, or then and now, whatever the wording is. Yeah. Okay. So it's time to do no camera though. My hair after like laying down like earlier, like I need a haircut. Like it's fine when I'm right out of the shower, but like I was this morning. Like the hair is fine then, but right now it's a mess. It it is not stream ready. Well, I mean, this entire set, I think, has some issues. So I wouldn't go too crazy about this. Like, I feel like what I'm doing here won't be, like, doable probably in a couple weeks. So don't get too invested in what I'm exactly showcasing here today. Sleep schedule is very much on point. Absolutely. It always is for me. Did I not get a... Well, that start sucked. This probably ain't gonna be a good run. Yeah, this run's a dud. Let's get out of here. Fundus, how's it going? Who needs sleep? How do you get a VTuber model? Some Ferengi manipulating markets? That's terrible. I don't know how I feel about that. Fundus, gotta enjoy this Impersa Lance, while it's still around, Really is a good looking ship, though, I will say. Nice and immersive. Our dual beam banks better per fall? That I would say right now, generally with the broadsiding stuff that we have, that beam arrays are going to be better. But this is only available as like a dual beam bank for this, so that's what I'm using here for now. But yeah, I mean that's just to take advantage of the interaction here. Nick, Pundis Endeavor was telling us she liked the Princeton. Oh yeah. Pundis, I think I've heard this one too. Pundis is a really big fan of the Princeton. Oh no. Yeah. How dare Endeavor be going around saying such slanderous things? Got me looking at the Discord too. He didn't tag me, so it doesn't count. Oh. Yeah, the numbers you were putting in the CC channel earlier, Nick, were really quite crazy. You showed like HP on the Ved crit of like 733k. Gotcha. Spencer's sleep schedule is running on Voyager's transwarp coil. It's running on something, all right. Lonnie, thank you for stopping by. I'll see you around. The issue with solo runs is you have to wait for your ability cooldowns. They don't automatically reset upon like entering a TFO or leaving a TFO, so you gotta wait a bit for like Intel Fleet, QSM, all the rep clickies. You end up spending more time sitting in space for these solo runs than like actually doing the runs. That's the downside. Okay, should be good to go now. That was a very fast load. That's actually a little concerning when it does that fast.
The situation is grim. All attempts to hail the starbase have failed. We must assume the enemy has taken control.
I think, in general, Nick, that they know that we are capable of pushing things to insane levels. 16 years of power creep has given us many different ways to stack up a variety of different buffs.
Scanning the nanite transfer. Gun. Additional data.
That was a little bit better, not as good as the run I had before.
The nanite probe will repair the trench. Stop them.
There's a nice 14 mil hit there from the dual beam bank. Man, my first run was good and everything else just feels sloppy afterwards. This is just not getting me anywhere close to where I need to be. Okay, bail out. So I did a run right before I decided to turn the stream. Before I decided to turn the stream on, where I went in and did like 4.1 million, but I guess that was just like the first run just lucked out with all the RNG. Liam, how's it going? The 14 mil from one beambank, yeah. Yeah, so here's the run that I got before. This is the current solo record. 4.106 mil. Critical puncture, which is the proc off the dual beam bank, went off on both transformers, and it did a total of 36 million damage. So that was two hits on transformers there that were 14.5 million. Assimilator got hit for 6 mil. Board cube for 728. So like the run I decided to do, like right before I turned the stream on, like went in and like just dumpstered the current table. But I feel like this is going to be that classic case of the first run goes well, and then every follow-up attempt to try and build upon that doesn't go as well. Yeah, I can show that run though. Here is the VOD for it. I did mess up. I did have the DPS like behind the buttons. I meant to have it just slightly above, but when I dragged it over to this monitor, I messed up. So the start here, let's see what the number is. So I hold off on hitting my lance for a couple seconds, but in this run here, when I do hit the cube, I hit it for 20, just under 28 mil. My DPS leaving the start there is 9.7 mil. I go over to the left side, and everything was just like going fairly smooth, to be honest. I'm at 5 mil. Then I get a 14 mil hit here on the left transformer. So I leave the left side at 5 million. My positioning was a little sloppy here on right. I'm going to do the same thing on this transformer. So you see another hit for 14.5 mil. I'm still over. I'm at basically 4.5 mil as I'm heading to the gateway. It does drop quite quickly here though, so I'm just waiting for my buffs to go off. You can see there's even a loose sphere on the left side. So I'm just trying to get some focus on the board cube. I accidentally teleport into it, which is not something I tried to do. I tried to avoid that. But thankfully the gateway was already dead at that point, so I'm at 4.2. So when the cube dies, I'm at 4.209, I think. And then I have to go and take out the sphere, which takes another second, so 4.1. Yeah. Everything's perfectly fine there. Kavari, thank you for the follow. Do enemy ships come with RNG hit points? No, they're static. So basically, I just need a run that has similar RNG to what I had in that very first run, and I feel like I may have jinxed myself by starting this stream because I feel like every attempt is going to troll me now. I can go in and run Breen Free Fire just to try and get more out of the dual beam bank, see if that helps at all. I'll give that a go for a run. But yeah, it's basically just reliant on the fact that the dual beam bank is sort of busted right now. Did I do an Impersa build video? I think I showed like the bridge officer layouts. I feel like I showed at least the bridge officer layouts. Like that's the big thing.
situation is grim. All attempts to hail the starbase have failed. We must...
What about consoles? I did show. Okay, I think I've got builds posted for the Impersa over in some discords. Like I've got an ISOMAG build posted in the Stow Discord, and I have like a crate style like high performance build posted in builds and the CasualSAB Discord.
Scanning the nanite transporter. Gun. Additional data available. The nanite drones can repair the transporters. Stop them.
There we go. Don't think I got the luck with the RNG this time. Would have been 3.8. Yeah. The situation is grim, by the way, I know. But yeah, I've got like the full builds posted on Discords.
The situation is grim.
Let's get out of there.
Rear shields failing.
It's about lining up the RNG. Yeah, Michi, I did see that. Barefoot, thank you for the $5 super sticker. Greatly appreciate that. Dan, how's it going? Always catching your streams on the night shift, yeah. It'd be interesting, Nick, but there's a lot of RNG with this, and there's also a lot of waiting, as you're well familiar with. You gotta, for each of these runs, you gotta wait for all the abilities to come off cooldown because you actually need them. And there's no way to make them cooldown faster. Yeah, so let's look at that last parse here. Analyze. Do the Phoenix consoles stack well at all? I mean, depends what console you're talking about specifically. Yeah, critical puncture didn't go off as much as I need it to there. You basically need it to do a hit on both transformers for this to really pop off. And if you get an assimilator as well, then that's a nice secondary perk. Okay, I'm going to go back to temporal tunneling because I believe the extra haste was more valuable here. Temporal tunneling. I mean, those are like some solid budget consoles if you want to run those. I mean, they're fine. Capro, how's it going? Yeah, so this set I've like there's already a bug report for this over on the Stow Discord. Basically, the dual heavy cannon under CSV doesn't proc it. In fact, I don't think the DHC procs it at all. The dual beam bank does proc it, but as you've seen, it does the full like the full HP of the target when it damages it, or when it procs against lower rank foes. And for the Torp, I mean, the testing I did for the Torp the other day just showed it was pretty underwhelming. Trying to get an AP build on the Venge to work. I'd probably stack... I'd focus more on, like, AP isomags. Okay, as soon as this goes under... I mean, I guess I can actually go in now, timing-wise. So let's give this another go. But yeah, you can certainly get an AP build on the Venge to work. The Vengeance is a very capable ship. It's like the only lobby ship that, like, is still really, really good. Like, to actually fly. The other... Most of the other lobby ships are just really a bit dated at this point. The Vengeance just lucked out with its layout. Yeah, the Vengeance lucked out.
The situation is grim. All attempts to hail the starbase have failed. We must...
The other lobby ships that have any value are usually for, like, traits or consoles. I don't like the stuttering forwards here a little bit. That's never a good sign.
From this time forward, your culture will adapt to service ours.
Scanning the nanite transfer. Got it. There's something that's quick.
Not a good overkill hit there, and I'm so slow.
The nanite probes repair the trench. Stop now.
I feel like that first run was indeed just, like, super lucky, and now everything's gonna suck.
The probe is closing in on the transport. Destroy it.
Yes, this is just bad. It's cursed. On the current PC sale, what's worth getting? What sales do we have right now? Is it just... Do we still have, like, the random promo flash sale? Yeah, we do still have promo packs in the Zen store that were completely unannounced. I don't know why they're there, but I mean that's always interesting to see. There's no sale on PC now. The sales have ended. Do I ever think they'll make another lobby ship? No. I believe the sale ended today on the 21st. Yeah, I believe you're 12 hours too late there, unfortunately. It was just 25% off on KDF stuff, so it wasn't really that big of a deal. People still mad about Hellboy Light being blocked from uploads before, seeing this and seething. Oh, is there a lobby sale? I mean, I don't have any lobby like directly on my character right now to check, but I don't know. Lobby, there's nothing really that like stands out too well nowadays from lobby. Like, lobby's been really devalued in the past couple of years. I mean, you've got the plasma turret. That's a good point. Thank you, Cheops. See, this is what we keep Cheops around for. Yes, there is. Yeah, I just don't really... I don't know. I just don't find too much value from the lobby store for the most part nowadays. I mean, there's some ground weapons that are cool. I like that Section 31 rifle down here. Where is it? The phaser full auto rifle disco. Okay, not Section 31, just Discovery. Yeah, there we are. I like that. It works pretty well. Yeah, I guess people do use like the Delphic, don't they? Lobby store is peak Barbie, yeah, pretty much. Okay. As soon as I see my Intel fleet drop to around 0, that's usually close enough for me to be able to go in and get the next one started.
The situation is grim. All attempts to hail the starbase have failed.
This is the Kobayashi Maru.
Yeah, I think one thing people don't necessarily realize with the deeps runs is that there's a lot of attempts.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Scanning the nanite transformer. Got it. Additional exact The nanite probe to repair the transformers. Stop that.
This run's dead. As soon as you get a single CSG misfire, the run's done.
Below 25%.
Is it worth getting the Kobayashi Maru? It's like you never buy anything from the mud store at full price. Never. Never. Don't do it. You always wait for at least a 75% sale. And even then at 20 bucks, I'd say for the vast majority of people, Kobayashi Maru is not worth it. Kobayashi Maru is worth it if you're like someone that is super invested in endgame play. You've got like all the ships you could possibly need. Like that's not something you should be prioritizing. That's like a very late game thing to worry about. And any idea when is next? No idea. Only buy it double price? Oh no. Bioneural and Tachyokinetic aren't bad consoles either. Yeah, if you're not doing like a modern build, if you're doing something a bit more classic, those are still perfectly viable, yeah. Yeah, the Antares is pretty good. Only buy at double price. That Mud was Mud would very much like that if you buy, you know, full price. I imagine the finance team for the game would also very much like that, but I would very much recommend against that. Are ISOs endgame? ISO mags are a perfectly viable option. You can run them for AP, phaser, disruptor, like any damage type. Like for a lot of people, ISO mags are like the endgame option, but they're also really accessible. Because you can, you know, get the materials to craft those just by playing like random elites. So like they are something you can earn for free. You can also get quite a few variants rather cheap. Like the price of 1 or 2 keys could get you many of the non-phaser sets. Rod, how's it going? Yeah, a lot of people don't like the console spam playstyle like what you see me doing here. So for those types of players, the isomags are really good. The Typhoon is such a sexy ship. Almost time to go back in. Attack fleet's back under a minute. Intel fleet, I need at least at 45 seconds. Oh no. Is the 32nd century phaser rifle good? I think that's more of like an immersion thing. I mean, if it's a design that you like, then go for it. A lot of the newer low B weapons are really expensive, though. Okay. Let's give this another attempt. Also, I need to draw some winners for the solo deeps contest we were doing on the builds Discord, so I need to go in and get that done here. Historically, what we've seen with the anniversary bundles is that there would be like a ship sale alongside the release of them, because like the new ships are usually at like a 20% discount or something like that. So I don't. You'd have to look at like the blog for the 15th from last year to see how long that sale went for.
The situation is grim. All attempts to hail the starbase have failed. We must make...
This is the Kobayashi Maru.
This time is ideal for HST. This is not a normal stream time for me, nor will it likely be. This is just, I was doing this, and it's like, you know, why not stream it and show people the latest cheese.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
You will lower your shields and prepare to
Scanning the
board.
nanite transporter. Gun. Additional data is available.
I did not mean to hit both of those. This run's already bad. My thought console didn't actually go off.
The nanite probe
Yeah, this is already... Chiop's terrible. Don't worry, this is, like, this run... This is already a bad run. Yeah, this is Twinkling Lights. Rainbow setups with Twinkling Lights are the current highest performers. Yeah. Rainbow is the meta. This legitimately was a case of the very first run going well, and then everything else afterwards sucking. I need to mute my phone. But yeah, Rainbow is the meta. I know it's hard to believe. The debuff from Twinkling Lights is just really, really very potent. Need an order of orange chicken to charge up. It was always meta. Oh no. Okay. So I am going to the DPS League announcements channel. The prizes that are going to be given out here are 2 T6 coupons and 2 Sulabon cell ships. So there's going to be 4 total winners, each getting one of those things, but I need to go in and draw the winners now. So let's pull up the tables. Oscar tables. I guess that's easier to do just right in the parser. We're going to go current season corruption. And the first thing I need to do here is figure out what tables I'm going to... Or I just need to expand that. Okay, so let's see here. We've got Jupiter Station, Op Wolf, Cure. There's quite a few solo tables. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's currently 12 tables that the winners can come from. So let's get the RNG over here. And let's set this max number to 12. So 11. So Hive Onslaught Solo, and this is any difficulty, not even specifically like advanced or elite. So how many people are on this table? 36. So this is going to be for one of the T6 coupons. And the winner is 22. Mila at Athlaz. Let me get that at handle copied. So where was Discord at? Winners. Let's do T6 coupon. Nope, that is not it. I have to actually type the at handle in here. Athlaz 46844. Oh, nice. They're even in the builds Discord. Winner 2. What table is this going to be from? 9. So that's a minor instant. I don't even. I don't even have to. I don't even have to like go in and draw because it's only Abra. Okay. That's some RNG right there when you're the only person running on that table. Abra Mester. At least I think that was the... Yeah, Abermaster. Yeah, okay, it's just gonna go there, and then Sulabon cell ships. I mean, Abra was the only person on that list. That's funny though. I mean, that's funny. That Abra was like the only person that competed on that specific solo table. So Abra just completely lucked out with that RNG right there. Okay. Next table, and these are going to be for the Suliban cell ship. So there's 2 of these that I'm giving out. Table 1, Jupiter Station Showdown. I swear if it's like the okay, there's more than that, but the people that have already won a thing can't win another. So if it goes to Abra, I will re-roll. So there's 42 on this table. 15, I got to re-roll it. 42. Okay, that is going to KDF Recruit at CS there. So let me get that in. At CES ARV hashtag 32748. Yeah, this was over on the Builds Discord. All you had to do to enter this contest, you didn't even have to be in the Builds Discord. You just had to upload runs to the solo tables, like any of the solo tables for the current season. Okay, who's winning the last thing? Did it just go 1 again? Okay, 11. Hive Onslaught, we're back here. I swear if it goes to Abra again. 36. 30. 33. Nope. Nope. There we go. There we go. There we go. Well, these were actually contributed by I'm blanking on the name right now. MCDLT. There we go. There are the winners. I will send the prizes out here in just a moment. Yeah, both CSV and FAR are competitive with Rainbow right now. The CSV still has the upper hand, but like FAR can still do really well. Okay, let's give this another attempt. Am I gonna get it, or is the game gonna screw me over here? Yeah, the thing with these solo runs too is like you can tell pretty quickly how good or bad the run's going to be. Like you have to look at the numbers as you're leaving certain points. And I know that if I'm leaving the start like at under 6 million here, the run's not going to be good. Shadow. I'm sorry.
The situation is
server performance, just like the way that you have your abilities set up on your keybind, like having fire weapons on your spam bar, like distribute shields, like those are really negative things to have.
Warning, ship is under attack.
scanning the nanite transporter. Gun. Additional data transmitted.
Your defensive capabilities are unable to withstand us. Lower your shields and open.
That was a good start, about 8 mil. I'm just slow to the left side.
The nanite probe. Repair the transport. Stop now.
Not that sphere's loose. Same thing as before.
A probe is closing in on the trench. Destroy it.
This is going a little bit better. Three, 943. That first run was just luck RNG. Like everything else since then's felt garbage, to be honest.
Sensors confirm that the transwarp conduit has been destroyed.
I mean that was
However, our
like
scans of the
almost 4
starbase
mil, but it
are
still
complete.
felt a little sloppy. Which one am I getting? Into the Fray or predictive algorithms? I mean, neither of them are good. From what I can recall. Like, Into the Fray, isn't that like the Kelvin heavy destroyer trait? Like, I don't remember that being good. And predictive algorithms, isn't that like the Intel one? Like, I don't know, neither of them are good. From what I can remember. Yeah, Shiner, you're up late there for Australia. Oh, this 1:30 a.m.? Oh. Then damn, Nick was up early because Nick already did like a 5-hour stream, and that was hours ago. Where do I even start to get good traits from? It depends on the build you're going for. Like there's a lot of really strong options in the Zen store nowadays. It just really like what is your build? Like, are you energy weapons? Are you cannons, beams? Are you torps? Are you doing science stuff? Like, there's many different answers. Bagged on me a bit near the end. Terrible. Yeah. Fireball trade is awesome, yeah. For starship traits, it's a lot of options. Like, you're looking at Zen store ships to find some good options there. For personal traits, no, that can vary. Want to start energy beams AP. Want to build that would be good to get AP up and going, but also a build that can be transferred between energy types. Yeah, it's better, Geist. Thank you. Yeah, I would. So for AP, like I would say, if you find a build out there that is just anti-proton focus, like the thing with like building ships in STO is the issue that that a lot of people have is that they want a build for a specific ship, and when you're looking for a build for a specific ship, that can be a bit tricky because there's like several hundred ships in STO, so there's never updated builds for every last one of them. Like here's an AP build that I set up on the Empersa, and if I was to go and set this up on the Vengeance, I would just be moving the gear over. Like the thing when you're looking at builds is you don't want to look for builds for a specific ship. You want to learn the build for that playstyle, which is good because that seems to be the path you're already on. So you're looking for just like a generic AP FOSS setup here. And a lot of the traits that you would use for any energy flavor, like they're gonna work for any of them. Like right here, this is a high-end setup, but like I've got every trait that I have on here, I would be using regardless of the energy type. Yeah, I want to get some better guides out. It's a project I'm working on. It's just hard to find the time. But it is something I am going to make a priority here in the next couple of months for sure. Lost, I'd also say, take a look at the builds Discord if you're on there. Like, just look around for like some fall builds, some recent ones. There's a bunch of different builds posted on there. We have a section here for energy weapons where people talk about, just a bunch of random stuff with each of the build types. You can find people that have posted completed builds. We've got Cheops here, who's posted his lazy isomag setup on the Garrett that also works on a bunch of different ships. And like this, you just swap. He's got examples here with phasers. What is this? Tetrion? No, that's plasma. Yeah, I mean, you could just easily adapt something like this over to AP. EPG. Sleep is irrelevant, yeah. Would be nice to learn a generic build that would get you through, then, yeah. Where do we get the links from? So yeah, let me drop that in chat here. I think that's ! builds. There we go. By the way, if anyone here happens to have any Discord Nitro Boost, I believe the builds Discord is just about to run out. Let me post that link over in YouTube as well. Any race-flavored weapons I'd like to see similar to Endorian phasers? Not that I can think of. I mean, we have a lot of types covered pretty well. I mean, I'd like to see some Kelvin cannons, if that works for you. Not quite race, but like an era. Yeah. But there's a bunch of different build examples in EPG. Like there's some EPG builds posted there. There's, for like beginner stuff, Stow Better is a good resource. I know some people don't like being just redirected to Stow Better though. I did get a comment about that the other day of like not directing people to the exact place that they need to be at on that website, I think was the issue. But like there's exotic basics, for instance, over on Stow Better, and I can drop the link in chat here. Like there's exotic basics that goes over like just the beginning stuff you need to know. At a higher level, exotics really leans into the console spam playstyle, but early on, you'll see quite often people still focus a bit on the anomaly spam. But yeah, I'm feeling better than I did this morning. Still not completely out of the woods though. Like I can answer questions, but not the most not with the most brain power is normal. I can't even English right now. This is what Cheops is in chat for. The only other downside to solo runs is that you've got a 30-minute wait between attempts when you do complete it. You can't even English even when fully rested? Wow. That's rough. Chaps. Okay, let's go take a look at some market stuff, I guess, in the meantime. Yeah, Chiaps always has some insightful commentary. For the most part, Lost, the good ones are going to be from ships. The ones you get from the Starship trait boxes, from the Infinity Lock box, they're... I guess, those I'd say they're like budget, you have nothing else, because a lot of those are really cheap on the exchange. Like I know, what is it, Confederation Fear, I think is one from that people like, but if I look up Starship traits here, like most of these traits just aren't really that impressive. I mean, carrier wave shield hacking, that's had a little bit of use at points, but yeah, I mean, you can find some like beginner budget builds out there that will utilize these traits, but you don't always see too much of that really beginner level stuff on like YouTube. A lot of it's going to be on like older written guides usually. Which is something I want to work towards helping with as well. I want to provide some like beginner builds at some point too. Stu1701 did a cheap traits video. I haven't watched it. But if you did, then there's something that can help you out. Okay. I am gonna check to see what some items are at on the market here, but I'm probably gonna keep this to a shorter stream. This is just a random late night stream, and I wanted to get those winners drawn. I also was hoping that my RNG would continue after that very first run, but it seems that the RNG was just really lucky to me in that very first like attempt there. So I think any follow up attempts are going to be not as successful. I have the only 32 on the market. That's crazy. Okay, 26. Someone matched my price. The Borgdorf market is a little temperamental. I think the filter will catch it. The filter should block like any links that pop up in chat, so it probably won't go through. Perform recruitment drills and recruitment infrastructure support. What are we missing here? EC. These projects are being held up by EC and DOFs right now. Yeah. Well, this was just a short little stream, but I'm going to wrap things up here. Thank you to everyone who tuned in to this random thing. Have I thought about mid-budget type builds, like only using C-Store and Muds bundle ships? I mean, I'd like to get a variety of builds covered. It's hard for me to do like beginner stuff, like on this account, because I've got endeavors. Like the endeavors are a huge bottleneck for myself and a lot of other creators that want to do beginner builds, because we can't go in and just, you know, create a new character and show the level up experience that's going to be similar to what a new player would have, because, you know, we've got all these different buffs factoring in right off the bat for us, and that, you know, that really changes things. So for content creators that want to do beginner stuff, they often have to do like a new account, and that's especially if you're trying to show people like some more mid-range stuff later on, or like getting to reps and all that. It's a lot of work. That's the thing too with budget, is doing budget stuff sucks because everyone's got a different interpretation of budget. You know, I could say this build cost $1,000, and someone out there is going to say, well, that's a budget build. Like, you know, there's so many different perspectives on cost. I would think a budget build here would, you know, be more towards like what can you accomplish free and, you know, with your reps done, you know, after a couple months. To me, that, you know, would be more in line budget wise. But like I said, some people have very different interpretations, and that's one of the things that sucks, is every time a content creator does a budget build, there's always complaints of this is too expensive. Like, you can say it's just got rep gear on it, and someone's going to go into the comments and complain that this is too, you know, that this isn't free, like this isn't budget. People want, what people really want is like a completely free build that blitzes through the game like they see content creators do, and that's just not reality. That's what they want, but that's not what they're going to get. Fun to sit back and listen, yeah. Yeah, hopefully my my mind will be a bit clearer here in the upcoming days. You can just call a build you can earn in a year, and just include what you can get with the event campaign stuff. Yeah, for sure. Okay, thank you all for tuning in. I will see you guys around.